Mi'kmaq princess, who were taken from this continent to Europe. Well, I came forth out of that. Now you understand my nosiness, my intrigue. But it isn't about my intrigue. It is about surviving World War II and being used during World War II for the ability to tune in to that what was going to take place. War here, bombing there, shooting here, and so forth. And so at the lovely age of 5, I already was called the littlest prophet. Now I know that there are some other magical little people, because that is what was brought to me not too long ago by one of a magazine publisher, and he said, you had company during those years. So my blessing and my greeting goes out to those who gave company on helping to save hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. Never did I ever, neither my custodial father or anyone else, asked for recognition. But I know I am sitting here, and when I sit here and I think about that horrific scarring, the monstrosity that war will do to your life. You know, if it was suable, I would like to sue all these people for the sake of all the little people who are triggering off this monstrous war and this monstrous condition that's taking place, you know, in Gaza. Well, we can say Gaza, Palestine, Israel, but when I look at it, we know that the people in Gaza were boxed in. And I don't like it, whether some of the Jewish people, the young Jewish people who live in the United States of America, take the side of Israel. But the older Hebrew people, they definitely do not like it. They do not feel any animosity towards the people in Gaza. Matter of fact, many of them cry and cry daily because they remember being victims of World War II. So then we go back to this Belgian show on CNN, where these two fellows were having a heated argument that, one, wars are good, they make you money. Well, the only ones that make money are the morgues. Oh yes, they make money. And during the war, of course, only the weapon manufacturer, the weapon supplier, and I know the United States of America supplied tons of weapons to Israel to, shall we say, so-called protect. But in my prophecies, I have warned against this for a long time. Do not be participants of this war, for it will spread like a river that rolls over the banks. Remember when in July and in August I warned people about this flooding that was coming here in Washington State? Because in, what is it, the part there of Chilliwack, Fraser River area, all there, flooding, you know, poor farmers, poor animals, poor people, everywhere. And it doesn't matter whether you're American, Canadian, Austrian, French, English, Dutch, it doesn't matter. You suffer the same. And that's where I want to go to today. Why prolong the suffering and make it so that you already pre-organize so much pain in the hearts of children, so much pain in the hearts of elders, that they can't shake and forget it. And that it creates hatred and suffering for generations and generations to come. You know, it looks to me like the mouse and the lion. Couldn't say the mouse and the elephant, because the poor elephant never has shown any serious rage, but the lion has a big roar, and since the big roar comes from the US through, of course, the channel of Israel, because it was the United States of America that supplied them with so-called weapons to defend themselves. Just imagine, defend themselves. What is there to defend? To defend from rockets, from a mouse, poorly constructed, fabricated rockets, to very sophisticated planes with cluster bombs. One of these horrible things that dropped out of that airplane, and before it does all its damage, it already shoots out like a star all the clusters to hurt the people. And then the poisons that we hear from some friend in the military, that's in that stuff. Now, isn't it time for myself, and of course I speak up, I am not an ostrich, and I will not stick my head in the sand. And also I will remind you that you are now have entered the time that I spoke about on the Saoshyant for so long. To not be greedy, to not be uncompassionate, to not be hateful, because I urge you again, forgive, forgive, empower and forgive each other. And that goes for, of course, Palestine, Gaza and for Israel. But I pointed out all these churches, all these religions that are in a boiling pot of stew. It is a Muslim community that has had the key to that so-called temple underground where they say the nativities took place. What a story that is, because that place didn't exist at that time. But that is food for your thought. And maybe I am stirring you up today to get many of you out of your complacency and many of you out to say no to war, yes to goodness, kindness and compassion. You know, when a person goes into a rage because they give $2.50, how much of a rage would they be going into when I ask each and every one of you to send care packages to the little children in Gaza? Packages with some toys, packages with some food, packages of whatever goodies you can put in there for grandparents and parents. Just little packages. Maybe each package should cost you maybe $10. And don't cry to me that you have it so hard. You can't have it as hard as they have it, with bombs falling all around. Not knowing when food comes in or help. Just praise all these people that are out who work for the United Nations, Doctors Without Borders, volunteer doctors from Norway, Sweden and Denmark and Holland and France.